Good evening, all my friends and family and whoever is watching. Today has been the third day of the invasion of Ukraine. I attended a rally in Manchester to show solidarity to the people of Ukraine. But there's some worrying things which have come from what is already a very, very worrying scenario. I learnt today that it's 100 years on December the 30th. I know it's my birthday, but I'm not that old. But I learnt that on December the 30th, 2022, it is 100 years since the USSR was formed. And Vladimir Putin has said that he wanted Russia to be returned to its to its original form by that date. What's going on in Ukraine is absolutely awful and absolutely devastating. There are no words at all whatsoever that anybody can say to try and put to try and make people feel upbeat or anything like that. The only thing you can say is that the way that everybody is reacting together, the way that people are changing their profile pictures on Facebook and a whole variety of other things is lovely. But we are going through a very, very dark and very, very tragic time. There is no ifs or buts about that whatsoever. All sanctions and a whole variety of other things need to be done, anything whatsoever, to try and deter Vladimir Putin. The fact is, this man knows what he wants and he doesn't care what he does at the same time. We must share complete solidarity across Europe and across the world for all the countries who are opposed to what is going on, and there's more opposed than not opposed. We must share that unity. I personally think the actions of the President of Ukraine over the last few days, someone that's only fairly young and really trying, he was offered the opportunity to leave Ukraine and go to America. He said, no, I'm staying where I am. He was once a comedian and he's now running the country, and to me, we should all stand with him as well as everybody else in Ukraine. There's no ifs or buts about that whatsoever. I've got every commendation for that gentleman. Obviously I've not met him or anything like that. And he said anybody is welcome to go to that country to fight. If I was in a position, I would go over there. I'm not a fighter or anything like that, but I would do anything I possibly can and help in this scenario. But obviously I'm not going to. I will try and share as much kind of good spirit as possible, but it's very, very difficult. My concern this evening, though, as well as everything else that's going on, is this thought of what's going to happen for December the 30th of this year, because it now is completely clear, if it wasn't clear before, of what Vladimir Putin is possibly thinking about doing next. That means that sadly this does not stop with Ukraine, and we think then about all our other friends and family, and I'll call everybody family because we're all one world. I think about all the other European countries in Eastern Europe. And as I say, I'm not trying to cause any panic or anything like that. I'm just being realistic, but also trying to show obviously what's going on. So this is why everything possible needs to be done to stop this lunatic. It's wonderful the fact that the ordinary Russians, as we know, not everybody in the country, it's like whenever you get a country where there might be a war or something like that, not everybody is like that, and that is well and truly always the case. No doubt about that whatsoever, just like all the ordinary Germans were against Hitler. It's like certain ones that were with him, and unfortunately they're the ones that brought fear to everybody else. But the fact is that there are thousands of ordinary Russians who are standing up against Putin. If every single Russian stood up against him and could topple him, then this entire situation could potentially be over with a lot quicker. We need to do more sanctions, do anything possible to try and cause him as much disruption as possible. It's looking, or certainly talking about, the fact that Russia itself now could end up being an isolated country, which means that nobody will have any dealings at all. But the fact is this man needs to be taken out once and for all. And I say that being very, very careful, because we all know that Vladimir Putin has threatened the rest of the world, or anybody that actually goes against him. But the fact is, what he has done there in Ukraine, it counts for war crimes without any shadow of a doubt whatsoever. And you look and see those pictures on the television. It's depressing watching the news, but you can't help, you want to know what's going on. That's completely understandable. Vladimir Putin needs to be taken down. If somebody is able to do it quickly, gone once and for all, or drag him out and take him to The Hague, that would be 100% wonderful. That man can be tried, and then Russia itself can be free of a dictator, can have proper elections, and hopefully then make the world, well, it will make the world a better place. Because let's be honest, Russia is a wonderful country. You look at the beautiful building, the Kremlin, just like many other of these places. For goodness sake, look at Kiev, a beautiful city. I think there's a lot more culture in some of our Eastern European countries than what there is in some of our Western European, but that's because we don't live there. It's like people think there's many, like we've got many beautiful places here in the United Kingdom. You always appreciate something more when you're not actually part of that country. Excuse me, the voice. Let's say the voice is going, I hope not. But all I'll say tonight, my friends, is that, and thank you for the ones that are watching. I can see a list of people who's watching. That's very nice, thank you. All I can say is that we need to show the unity as we are doing. We need to make sure that we do everything we possibly can do by sharing the message of hope and everything else. And of course, we also need to be welcoming to our brothers and sisters from Ukraine as well, that will need somewhere to come. So that's completely understandable. This is a war-torn country that needs our help. Also, don't forget that we have a lot of people who are our friends, relatives, that we've all grown up with and all get to know, who are from other European countries as well, who might also be worried about what's going on because of their own country. So let's all be there to offer the hug of support to each and every one of us, so that everybody feels welcome, but that everybody feels okay at the same time. Now, I will continue to do some of these updates on a daily basis and try and share some kind of hope as well. I will do Ben Chatliff on Sunday via YouTube, as I ordinarily do tomorrow morning. This will be the big subject, but I will try and find something a little bit light to put onto the programme as well. Thank you to all the people who do whatever they can in this world to help one another. We are going through a difficult time. Got the candles burning in the background. Let's share that light, and let's bring that peace that is so much needed to Ukraine and to the rest of the world. Take care, good night, and God bless.